It was such a great show with Alicia, and I was downright tickled when she talked about having to do the pre-K emoticons in therapy, where they give her a paper with cartoon faces to choose. Oh, I just want to shout out my great aunt Muriel, who was the only person I knew who used the word tickled and one of the best people to ever grace this planet. So I just had to take a quick Muriel appreciation moment. But, anyways, I was tickled by the mental picture of Alicia having to point at different faces to identify her feelings. But it's actually not far off from where a lot of people need to start. It's one thing to know the names of feelings, another thing to be able to identify which ones you're feeling, and a whole other skill to be able to expand your emotional vocabulary enough to introduce nuance into your emotional life. And a secret to a content life is when you and nuance are close friends, by the way. But anyway, so this deep dive, I want to break down how a person can best connect with their true feelings. And to do that, we have to start at square one, knowing what words exist to define feelings. Pre-verbal kiddos get to look at a sheet of faces and point. And then the hope is that they develop words to express those feelings. And then that they feel comfortable saying them out loud. Yay, social emotional skill building in action, people. But what often happens is that we're either very disconnected from our feelings or we get stuck with like a rudimentary or oversimplified vocabulary that doesn't paint a true picture. So if you've ever seen a feelings wheel, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, hopefully there will be a link to one in the description of the deep dive on our website. I hope you check it out. Because these wheels are fantastic at helping you see that a simple feeling like mad or sad could actually be 100 different feelings within that category. And why is that important? Because a lot of us are ruled by how we feel. And you can't tackle something that has power over you if you can't name it, the old name it to tame it thing. And so your brain might say, Hulk angry, but a feelings wheel can help you see that in addition to anger, or even instead of anger, you feel hurt or irritated, resentful, insecure, embarrassed, threatened. The list goes on and on. Feelings are information, and you want to be working with the most authentic data, right? I mean, God help us, we're going to react to our feelings. But as I've said 100 times on the show, we have to be more accountable and intentional with our responses to our reactions. And the feelings wheel isn't just for the harder feelings. Now, you know, I take issue with people expecting to be happy all the time or chasing happiness. The category of happy is also dozens of different feelings, which can be a very helpful reminder for folks with depressive or anxious symptoms. Because even if your brain, I guess, isn't screaming Hulk happy, there can be hope or comfort in the nuance that there are other feeling options that feel real. And as you can imagine, this nuance is particularly important in relationships. Being able to name how you actually feel, being able to express your feelings to your partner, getting to the core feelings so you can actually address them. These are beautiful emotional IQ nuggets. So check out a feelings wheel. Check in with yourself when a big feeling hits and see which feelings on the wheel feel most true. And then use that data to inform your response to those feelings. And you can also come on our show to talk about your feelings or share our link with your loved ones to gently encourage their growth in emotional expression. So just email us at the unrelatingpodcast@gmail.com for more information.